Good evening and welcome into High Top Sports Network for this presentation of WPIAL Girls Softball here at Armstrong Junior Senior High School. My name is Joe Rhodes, bringing the action today between the Deer Lakes Lancers and the Armstrong Riverhawks. Thanks for joining us today. It's the first pitch in there from Madison Baker, in for a strike. Another chilly day up here, a little bit worse than yesterday. Our guy, Josh Reckengoss, if you were tuning in, certainly caught the brunt of it, having to deal with some pretty rough conditions, but he's a trooper. Again, Madison Baker going to get the start today for the Riverhawks on the mound. So I'm going to try to get Game Changer up here real quickly so we can identify the Deer Lakes players. Another program that had a stellar year a season ago, as the Riverhawks did as well. Riverhawks making their second straight state championship game, second straight WPIAL championship game, of course winning that. Kaiser in at bat. Looks at that pitch. Count now, I believe 2-2 if I'm not mistaken. Waiting for the Game Changer again to catch up here. This one a tapper foul just off the end of the bat. Keeps the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 5th pitch of the game there, as you saw, by Madison Baker. And a swing and a miss. Baker able to sit down Kaiser, the first batter of the game. Swing and a miss. So a good start for Baker on the mound, getting the start today. Riverhawks coming off a game yesterday in which Cam Sprankle started. Nice luxury for the Riverhawks to have another player to go to in this situation. Give Cam a break. There we go. Switching the headsets around a little bit. That last one didn't sound quite right to me. Maybe it didn't sound good to you out there either, but should be all set now. This one belted back behind the visitors' dugout. Run the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes, and so far I think the easy observation here is that Baker getting ahead in the count. Count was identical in the last at bat, and then she got the swing and a miss, so see if she can duplicate that feat here. Just a bit inside, runs the count even, 2-2. Quickly, shout out to all of our sponsors as always. We appreciate you guys. As you can see on the screen, this is Sprankle's scoreboard. Thank you to Ryan, Doug, and Randy, and all the awesome folks down at Sprankle's Neighborhood Market. I'm a visit down there to see Ryan is well overdue. I haven't seen him in a minute, so Ryan, if you're out there listening, expect me one of these days, real soon. Baker with the pitch. This one slapped hard right back to Baker. Throw on to first over Jesse Pugh. He's able to grab that one and record out number 2. That was Lorenza who grounded out to the pitcher. 1-3 put out. And up comes the number 3 hitter. Should mention Steffi's Country Catering game day here on High Top Sports Network. A chillier but a little more dry. And that was a swinging bunt throw down to first. Able to get it. What a nice play there. I believe that was Atherton with the throw. A strike down to Jesse Pugh. A 1-2-3 inning for Armstrong. And they will come to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. Here on this, again, Steffi's Country Catering game night, or game day, game afternoon, whatever, here on High Top Sports Network. As we mentioned, Sprankle's Neighborhood Market. I want to thank those folks. Player of the game sponsor today, Ryan Bowser State Farm. Like a good neighbor, Ryan Bowser State Farm is there. Also want to thank our good friend and fantastic photographer, Nicola Ann Photography, John F. Graff Insurance. Are you for real? You know what? I was just talking up the Sprankle family on the air, and that is just poetic right there. Shout out to Brandy Sprankle. I will. I'll gladly accept it on his behalf, though. Thank you, Brandy. Oh, Brandy Sprankle, that was wonderful. She just brought over a hot chocolate for me here from Esperare for downtown. A nice little spot, but man, what a nice gesture. And you know, I just told her, I said I was just talking up the Sprankles and stuff like that, and that's why I do it. They are just terrific people and just a wonderful family, good people, run a great business, and it's not coincidental, that's for sure. So thank you, Brandy. We left off at the John F. Graff Insurance Agency. Thank you, John, and all the fine folks down there. We really appreciate you guys hopping on board here this spring. Today's broadcast booth, or I'm out here in the broadcast grass, as I like to think of it as, the AIA, the Armstrong Indoor Athletics broadcast booth. I want to also thank Serena Pizza and Berg Bar, Drew, and all the cool cats up there. It's been another place I need to stop at. I love their pizza. I love the variety you can kind of get there, and go up if you want to grab a slice. You can get a little bit of variety there. You're not stuck with one kind of, one type of pizza, and that's a great little option they have there. And then last but certainly not least, I want to thank Phoenix Physical Therapy. Recover, recharge, and rise to new heights. Make sure you stop if in the need of their services at the Katanning and the Aurora Valley offices. Now, in the bottom of the first inning here, as the case has been for the 2 years prior, now the third straight year, Emma Smerick steps in, leadoff hitter for the Riverhawks. Known as Smoke, as I jokingly say, not because of poor personal habits, but because she's really fast. The lefty stands in, looks at that one, and a late strike call there. That one catching the bottom of the zone. And the leadoff hitter, known as Smoke, now looks at a 1-1 count. Third pitch of the at-bat upcoming. On the mound today is Key. This one belted. This one is not going to stay in the park. That one's a bomb shot. Emma Smerick. A solo home run on the third pitch of the game. Man, oh man, she got all of that. That was pretty to watch. And the Riverhawks take a 1-0 lead. Boy, oh boy, this Armstrong team. They can jump on you early, and that's the thing. If you're playing Armstrong, you have to do your best to sort of block out these early runs and kind of just focus on your game, not to almost not look at the scoreboard, because they can kind of demoralize teams and make them feel pretty rough pretty early on. 1-0 lead now, belonging to the Riverhawks. As Emma Paul, again, number 2 in the order a season ago, and just as the case was with Emma Smerick, batting that second hole the year prior to that, so third straight year sitting number 2 spot. She looks at strike 1. Again, thank you all for tuning in today. You're not going to get to as many theatrics as you might have yesterday with Josh and the rainstorm. This one's belted. This one's going to get out of here as well. Back-to-back home runs. Another bomb shot there by Emma Paul. Almost identical spot. And as I said, they'll jump on you early. And that's exactly what they're doing now. Back-to-back home runs to start this game. Emma Paul, a no-doubter over the center field wall to put the Riverhawks up 2-0. Boy, they're on a pretty crazy pace here right now. We might not get too much softball in if they keep this up, but Riverhawks, we're basically the mid-season, and they are in mid-season form. First 2 batters of this game with rockets over the center field wall. Emma Paul and Emma Smerick, the Emmas, providing some big bats here to start this game. Man, oh man, that's very talented. And I would I've gotten to watch this team a lot over the last couple of years, the core intact basically for these last 3 years, and I don't want to think of this as pandering or being sort of just being a homer, because I like to try to pride myself on being as unbiased as possible, but I have yet to see an offense this talented, this deep, and they show you why right there. 2 home runs to start this game, and now Bella Atherton, who's been on fire here of late, the catcher, looks at a strike and then fouled that one off, so she'll fall behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes, and boy, oh boy, you could see she was trying to drop that bat and was hoping maybe, just maybe, go back to back to back. I'm going to get the scoreboard up here, updated for you real quickly. Just give me one moment. This one slapped down the first baseline. It's going to get out of play or to keep the count rather even at no balls and 2 strikes. The last couple weeks I've been able to do some interviews, and I'm going to try to keep up with them because I know a lot of you folks have enjoyed getting to see these athletes and kind of see them in more of a laid-back atmosphere on these interviews we've been doing, and really enjoyed getting to talk to all the seniors for the Riverhawks here so far. We have an interview with Bella Atherton, who's at the plate right now, along with her typical battery mate, Cam Sprankle. That'll be coming out in High Top Sports Network here tomorrow, and the following day we'll have Cass Adams, the terrific center fielder for the Riverhawks, and that will round out the seniors we've been able to do. And Atherton has to wear that one, and it'll be the 3rd consecutive Riverhawks batter that will reach. First 2, of course, with homers. Now Atherton will trot down to first after the hit by pitch. And the Steffi's Country Catering game day, and if you listened to Josh yesterday, you heard about the meal that the High Top crew got on Sunday, the potato bombs. Yeah, the name is it's a great name for it because they were bomb. They were wonderful, and Terry knows how to do it over there. And obviously, we're getting to the spring season here, and that means that the days of school are dwindling, and the graduation season is coming up shortly, and that means there's only one place to go for your graduation grub, and that's the one and only Terry Steffi and the folks at Steffi's Country Catering. We had some ribs and big, I love my picnic food, so I've got some pasta salad, amazing. Now the typical cleanup hitter, number 25, Jenna Klontz, looks at a strike. Riverhawks off to a good start here. That is great hot chocolate right there. That one outside. Klontz doing a really good job of holding back on that one. Runner at first base is Bella Atherton. Count, I believe, 2-1. Oh, I'm sorry, that would be, I should know this by now, that's Liv Yancey getting the courtesy runner over there at first base for the Riverhawks backstop. Klontz standing in. Big bat of hers, and Yancey's going to get down to second base easily. That she's going to slide in and have enough time to get up and then also slide into third base. And Jenna Klontz reaching first base. So runners at the corners, still no one down here. 2 runs across, and now once this is loaded finally, I'll be able to update this for you. Shout out to Sprankle's Neighborhood Market. And then this particular day, Brandy. That's right, I'd probably say the boss of the operations. Bringing me a hot chocolate, appreciate that. Now Jesse Pugh, another powerful hitter in this lineup. I'll tell you what, if I had to say over the last few years of watching baseball and softball around this area, if I enjoyed watching one player just kind of swing and hit some majestic home runs, it's been Jesse Pugh, and there's a big swing and a miss there. Armstrong leading 2-0 here, bottom of the first inning. And both runners now in scoring position. Didn't see Klontz trot down there to second. It's been this hot chocolate distracting me. Pugh holds off Good eye there. That was a tough one to lay off of, but the number 5 hitter chooses correctly. And count now 1-1. Outside. So count now 2-1. Liv Yancey stands at third. Jenna Klontz at second. And Jessie Pugh at the dish. And it's called strike, no swing there. Count 2-2 to Pugh. Chilly today, needless to say. It's oh, I'm sorry, that was actually, the count was 3-1 there. And Pugh will trot down to first base. My mistake there. So now base is loaded. I believe this will be Shelby Cloak, who will step up to the plate. Again, still no one down here in inning number 1. Not sure what the little stoppage there. Well, Shelby going to take, probably, yep, she's taking that top jacket off. As warm as it is and as helpful as it is for her right now, probably not the most comfortable thing to swing in. So Cloak will take the warmer gear off and step up to the plate. Number 12, the third baseman, taking over this year at third base on the hot corner for the departed and 2-time state All-State player Mackenzie Agley, the Carlo product. So some big shoes to fill, but Cloak certainly a very talented player. She looks at strike 1. Again, thank you folks for tuning in. Knowing you're here with me makes me feel a little bit warmer, although my hands are already red and we're only in the first inning. This one hit out of play over the first, or excuse me, about the first baseline over the visitors' dugouts. And now the count now 0-2 to Cloak. Not an ideal start for Key, but young lady in the mound wearing 14. She's not the only person who's been touched up by these Riverhawks. There's a lot of pitchers, both here in this region and statewide, over the last couple years that have fell victim to this lineup. And the case again today, as Cloak is the first Riverhawk retired here in the first inning on a swing and a miss. So Key trying to have a key stop here. Leave these bases loaded if she could, but she still needs 2 outs to do so. Bases loaded. Yancey at third, Klontz at second, Pugh at first. And the very athletic center fielder for the Riverhawks now at the plate, Cass Adams. I got to talk to Cass the other night in our Zoom meeting and had a lot of fun talking to her. It was one of my more favorite ones of the spring here so far. A lot of good answers, a lot of intelligent answers, and certainly it's sort of just an all-around athlete. We know what she can do on the volleyball court, and absolutely no slouch here on the softball diamond either. 1 down, 2-1 the count. Adams just going to throw a bat at this one. It's going to go straight up and barely catch that backstop. So catching a break there because it kind of comes in a little bit. I don't know if that's if that top part doesn't bend inward, if that doesn't come straight down into the catcher. Hard to say from my angle, but nonetheless, the count now 2-2. Adams holds off. Full count now. And of course, whoop, suitcase just shut on me. My sound equipment, hopefully it didn't shut me off. Cass Adams, this full count. This one hit high. It's going to be in play. The wind knocking that one down. The left fielder able to come in and track it down, but a run will score. So Cass Adams doing her job, able to bring home the runner on the sacrifice fly. And Boy, oh boy, that ball died. It had some. She got some good wood on it, or in this case, aluminum, and the wind just knocking it down. If you look at the flagpole in the background, which you can usually see pretty well here at Armstrong, it looks like it's kind of blowing out, but to me, it seems like it's swirling a little bit. And that one just kind of hung up there and got knocked down. So 2 down, but the Riverhawks gain another run on the sacrifice fly by Cass Adams, Yancey, the runner that crossed the plate. And this one's going to be another high ball in play. And the center fielder making a tough play there. She kind of overran it. And man, oh man, it's going to be interesting to watch this win today and watch the outfielders for both teams and how they handle that, because it looks like once that ball gets up there, the wind can wreak some havoc on it. So after the first inning here on this Steffi's Country Catering game day, your home Riverhawks out to a 3-0 lead over the Deer Lakes Lancers here on High Top Sports Network. Again, Joe Rhodes, happy to be with you today. Already pretty cold, so not off to a great start in the staying warm department for your dude here. But think of myself as a gamer. I'll be all right. That might be an opportunity. I want to thank one of our long-standing, if not one of the longest-standing sponsors. It's got to be top 5 all time. Been with us from the start, year 2020. When we began High Top Sports Network, Ryan Bowser State Farm. Make sure you stop in and see Ryan right there on 5th Avenue in Ford City. He can help you with all your insurance needs, not just car, but several other products. If you have a boat, if you have home insurance, business insurance, renter's insurance, the whole spiel. And Ryan, a very personable guy that makes the whole process easy for you. So make sure you stop in today. Ryan Bowser State Farm, like a good neighbor. There's only one neighbor like Ryan Bowser State Farm, and it's him. So the top of the second inning now upon us here in this out-of-section matchup. That, mind you, it's a Deer Lake's a smaller classification than Riverhawks, so kind of having to play up a little bit. And obviously, Riverhawks, their reputation precedes them. But Deer Lake's not a bad program themselves. I brought a heater here, but I don't know how much it's going to help me if I'm just out kind of exposed in the outdoors. I meant to get that second camera plugged in for you guys, and I'll do my best to do that here right now. As Baker back out in the mound, she had a 1-2-3 inning in the first inning, and now she's going to face Key, her mound opponent, the lefty swinger. My fear is that I'm going to plug this heater and it's going to trip my surge bar. And this one turned on. That one's hit far. That one's hit out of the park. Key getting back some vengeance, hitting a laser shot over the right field wall, and that puts Deer Lakes on the board. They now trail 3-1. The leadoff batter here in the top of the second inning doing some damage. So Deer Lakes, that's the formula. As I said early in the game, you know, Armstrong can jump on you, and you got to kind of keep your head up and not let that get you down, for lack of a better term. And key in on that one. Probably should stop with all the key puns, but can't help myself. This one's laced off the glove of second baseman, who's going to throw a one-hopper in there, and that's going to let the second batter of the game swing at the first pitch. That was Waksmonski, number 8. So a advantageous start here in the second inning for Deer Lakes. A home run to start, now a ball. I'm not sure how they're going to score that. I believe that's Klingensmith, if I'm not mistaken, at second base. Slow off-speed pitch there by Baker, in for a ball. Try to get you updated the Armstrong baseball team playing behind us. Here's a swing and a miss. Nice pitch there by Baker. Let's battle back here. So hopefully you don't lose me. I'm going to turn my heater on. Might trip the breaker. Hopefully not. But listen, I'm a huge fan of baseball and softball. I have a blast here. I've had just an awesome time watching this team right here, right now, over the last couple years. But boy, oh boy, I don't have to tell you folks, Pennsylvania's springs are wicked, for lack of a better term. So Baker trying to bounce back now here in inning number 2 after the home run and that sharply hit ball towards second base. Strike 3 looking, the backwards K, and today's backwards K sponsor is, of course, the one, the only Sprankles Neighborhood Market in Katanning. Stop in today. Is this Wednesday? I should probably know that, right? I believe it is, and if it is, that's Sushi Wednesday. Anyways, stop in there. All the stuff's good. Everything. They have the little to-go containers with some nice little meals to grab for a lunch, and of course, get all your groceries. Don't go to the big box store grocery stores where you run into people. I'm not going to say any names, but I certainly hate those places because I always feel like there's people in the middle of the aisles talking, usually about nothing, and smack dab in the middle of the aisle. Baker just missing there. Man, that had to have been awfully close. Turn this heater on and hope to goodness that I don't lose power. That one fouled back to the screen, coming straight down, and now the count on the batter. This is oh man, this is a name here. Great number though, number 24. Kulik, we're going to go with. Man, this is a roster full of some names here. Shout out to Deer Lakes, and swing and a miss there by Baker. So, again, nice bounce back by her for the out. That'll be the second out here, and runner still standing at first base. Heater kind of doing its job, I guess. I meant to bring hot hands with me, or the little hand warmers, and throw them in my pockets, but as the case always seems to be, late to get here, a little bit late, and so Baker now will face Germanich, number 22, getting that swing and a miss. Nice pitch there. Getting her lunging for it. Getting her to lunge for it, rather. Count now 1-1. Baker up to 32 pitches, I believe. That one high and out of the zone. This heater is going to be my best friend today. Balls and a strike. Baker. It's going to be in play towards the second baseman, and the umpire gets in the way, and that allows the runner to get down to third base. And that was interesting. So the inning stays alive, and an early error will go against the Riverhawks. They had 2 in that first inning yesterday. Uncharacteristic, as Josh on the call, and he said this Riverhawks team very sound defensively, and that's one thing they are good at taking care of and making the routine plays, but just not these last 2 days apparently. But, I always like to say it's better to have them now and get them out of the way than worry about them happening when these games and the stakes are larger here. We're not too far away from that time of year. All right, switch my, well, I don't know if that's any better. That actually sounds worse. I'm trying to get the sound all figured out. Sound like I'm in a bubble. So runners on the corners. Baker battling here now. That one glides in there for a ball. This is Deaniff, number 11. 2 down, 1 run across here in this top of the second inning. And a swing and a miss. So a nice job there by Baker to shut the door, and the Riverhawks surrender just 1 run, leave 2 stranded in the top of the second inning. This presentation of WPIAL softball on High Top Sports Network. I'm going to try to figure out why this makes me sound like I'm underwater and try to get the second camera on here for you, and we'll be back for the bottom of the second inning here on High Top Sports. So quickly back to the action here, and switch headsets, and this one sounds just as bad. So I might be dealing with a mixture that's about to die on me. It would figure. So up to bat now for the Riverhawks here to start this second inning is the pitcher, Madison Baker. This one's laced towards the right fielder. She has to take just a couple steps back and put her glove up, and that will retire Baker to start the bottom of the second inning. So, score 3-1. Back to the top of the order for the Hawks. Emma Smerrick, who started this game with a shot over the center field wall, going yard. She looks at the first pitch in there for a ball. Bottom of the second inning here at Armstrong Junior Senior High School on this frigid April day. This time last week it was high 70s, low 80s, and Smerrick able to slap that one between the first and second baseman, so she gets off to a nice start here today. Emma Smerrick 2 for 2, and Josh, I know, mentioned it yesterday that Smerrick, a little bit of a slow start here. She's uber talented, super fast, can hit for average, hit for power, and the number's a little bit low here early on, but if you've watched this team the last couple of years, Smerrick really is able to turn it on when the lights are the brightest, and particularly at Mars High School, she always seems to have a really good, good games there. Is she able to slide around that tag, and there again, not just fast but smart. You saw her kind of come to the outside of the bag and avoid the tag. That was a good throw by the Deer Lakes catcher, but Smerrick, again, too fast, too skilled. Now a runner in scoring position here, no one down. And a called strike to Emma Paul, who, just like the young lady standing on second base, hit a round tripper in her first at bat. First 2 runs of this game for Armstrong coming off of solo shots. That one well high, in for a ball. Time called. No pitch clocks in high school softball like the MLB. Again, shout out to the one and only Brandy Sprankle for bringing me some hot chocolate. Greatly appreciated this one. Whew, all over it was Paul. Taking a big hack and just a little bit early on it. Just as the case was early on, she got all of the home run that she hit. So, Emma Paul now facing a 2-2 count, and I sound like I'm underwater. This one again hit out of play, so a long at bat now for Paul. See if that helps. Nope, still kind of underwater, so we might be experiencing a dying board. As I sound like an alien. Wonderful. Just what all you wanted out there. Oh boy. So yeah, we're oh boy. Yeah. Not good. But, I'm convinced I might have been getting electrocuted there. But I'm good. And a foul tip and caught. So there's another Armstrong run able to be plated. Coming up big there was Bella Atherton, who continues to hit the softball quite well. Armstrong with another run across. Ooh. Atherton in that 3 spot. Again, she in there for the departed Mackenzie Agley at third last couple years, and now that she's gone, Atherton stepping up and stepping into that role. Clance under this one. It's sky high and out of play. So the count now 1-1. Laying off that smartly was Clance. 2-1 to count. Awfully cold. I would look at the temperature, but I think it'd make me sad. Another pitch almost in the same exact spot, that low outside part of the plate. Clance and her eyes smarter than the location, so she now faces 3-1 count. Jumping all over this one, and that one is out of here. Another Armstrong homer for the Riverhawks. They're third in these first 2 innings, and 2 more runs across. These balls that are hit out by that young lady, number 25, affectionately known as Clance bombs. That one a no-doubter as well. That one almost one-hopping the baseball field over here. So Jenna Clance getting all of it. Just an excellent hitter and timed that one up quite well. The score now a 6-1 affair in favor of the home Hawks on this Steffi's Country Catering game day. Hashtag Terry's the best. A pitch in there to the number 5 hitter, Jesse Pugh, who was able to reach in her first at bat on a walk, if I'm not mistaken. That went in there for a strike. Yeah. Key still out there dealing for Deer Lakes. Bottom of the second inning. And 2 down. And Pugh, big cut there. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jesse Pugh, the reigning leader times and the reigning leader times player of the year last year, presented by High Top Sports Network. Of course, the official content provider for the leader times here in Kittanning. Pugh off the end of the bat, and that's going to sail out of play. So another long at bat, and that's been kind of another trend here today for the Hawks. Longer at bats, making Key work for it. And that's yielded them a 6-1 lead here. At a swing and a miss, so that ends the second inning, but the Riverhawks continue to do some damage as they put 3 more on the board, and they take a 6-1 advantage here as we head into the top of the third here on High Top Sports Network. And I'm going to tune out and hopefully finally get this camera situation figured out. Maybe, I don't know how I sound, probably sound like an alien still. I turned my own headphones off so I didn't have to hear it, but hopefully we can get that figured out. So stay tuned, we'll be right back for the top of the third inning on High Top Sports. Back here with you on High Top Sports Network. Joe Rhodes, very pleased to be with you, as always. Always a fun day up here in the hill. Like it a little bit more when it's warmer, but hey, beggars can't be choosers, so. And it's, you have to be realistic about it. You know that these warmer days and more enjoyable temperatures are not that far away, so you're going to have these again. It's Pennsylvania. You're going to have some unfortunate weather. So back to the top of the order for Deer Lakes, who trails by 5. This is Kaiser, number 41, facing Baker. Kaiser 0 for 1. Now Baker with that pitch is up to 40. That being the first of this third inning. And pretty certain my board is going to die. So, can't apologize if my audio isn't ideal. Baker looks in at Kaiser, the leadoff batter of this inning, and the leadoff batter for this team. She sees a ball. Count now 1 and 2. That one's going to be slapped. Pugh's going to grab it. She's going to toss to first. Nice job covering there. And the Riverhawks mimic what they did in the first inning, get that leadoff batter out of the way. And now coming to the plate will be, I don't remember who it is, but I know that they went 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first inning, did the first 3 batters of Deer Lakes. That one just a hair inside, but called a strike, so Baker doing a good job of painting the black of the plate there. This is Lorenza, number 15. Looking at another strike, so getting ahead. Here is Baker. She must really like facing the top of the order. She's breezing right through this at bat. Now up, no balls and 2 strikes. And that one's going to be fouled back. Staying alive is Lorenza. And my battery's dying now on my laptop, and I'm not going to point fingers, but my laptop charger, I don't know if it's here. I did not pack my bag today, and lesson learned. I don't think that's the hole that the charger goes in, so I'm the dummy. Oh, jeez. Oh, wrong side. Bring her around. There we go. Now we're cooking. Oh, says my battery's running low. That can't be right. Oh, no. Oh, boy. So, oh my. This one's going to be slapped back to Baker. Not sure why I'm getting the red screen of death, but that will... So, don't know what you folks missed there, but the Riverhawks get out of that inning. Breaker tripping on me here, so apparently some moisture getting in the way, but Riverhawks will come back to the plate, surrendering no runs that last half inning, maintaining that 5-run lead. First batter up for the Hawks. apologize. Again, stuffy. I know Josh encountered the same problem yesterday. Windy up here, and my nose just starts running. And that one's called a strike. I believe this is Shelby Cloak. It is indeed. Third baseman for the Hawks, standing in. Cloak 0 for 1 today. Just hugging the space heater right now. Cloak hits this one foul and out of play. A lot of foul balls going right over that first base dugout today. Count now still at 2-2 to Cloak. 6-1 the score here in, don't know why it says 4th inning. I don't believe that's right. I believe it's the bottom of the 3rd. Jumping the gun here. Cold hands, pushing buttons, I guess. Or wishful thinking. But I do know that later this week, as there's a swing and a miss, Cloak going down on strikes. And a new pitcher, and I should mention, is, or for these Lancers, is, Waxmonski, number 8. So, Keys Day done. First pitch in there, a strike to the outfielder Cass Adams. Splitting 2 Gannon products does Cass Adams. She's got Clance to her right and then Smerick to her left. A nice job there by the catcher for the Lancers to snare that one. This one's going to get in there for a double. That ball taking a tough hop in center field. And Adams, who was 0 for 0 coming into that at bat, now 1 for 1. And if I can here real quickly. I hope my audio is not as bad as it sounds in my ears. There's a very good chance it probably is, and I apologize, but you're just going to have to ride it out here with me as I think this sound mixer is on its last leg. Or maybe it's my amp, the thing that provides me the sound in my ear. Nevertheless, if one hit high, that's Klingon Smith. That will be caught by the shortstop, I believe. She ranging the whole way over there for that out. So now 2 down for the Hawks. Adams still stands at second base, and now Baker will come to the plate and try to help her own cause. She got touched up by a fellow pitcher, so she's trying to maybe get one back here with the runner in scoring position. This one low, out of the zone, ball 1. Can't apologize. It is cold up here, and folks know that you come to a game up here at Armstrong, it's windy, whether it's January or July, or August or May. It's always windy. This one slapped, slow roller, trying to beat that one out, and just getting it by a step was the long reach of that first baseman. That'll strand Adams and retire the side here in the bottom of the 3rd. So after 3 full, this is of course the first inning that Armstrong didn't score, but they still maintain a 6-1 advantage here as we head to the top of the 4th here on High Top Sports Network. While I have an opportunity, I want to thank all of our awesome sponsors. Another one, and that, of course, John F. Graff Insurance Agency, conveniently located in downtown Katanning. Another one of our great insurance agents that covers a lot of different lines of insurance, and a very reliable gentleman down there, Mr. Graff. got a chance to stop in there. He's got a super cool office, a big sports fan, of course, and some really neat piece of memorabilia. But very personable guy as well, and a very experienced gentleman. And so be sure that, as I always say, if you are in need of any of our or any services that our sponsors provide, please look to them first, because they are the ones that are allowing you to, wherever you may be, whether you're sitting somewhere warmer than I am, or maybe you're just sitting down on the sidelines. You got the phone next to you. We see folks doing that sometimes, trying to listen to the call, or since we're on a delay, because we're technically what you're seeing right now is what happened about 45 seconds ago. Folks will kind of keep the phone out as a means of kind of a replay. So wherever you may be, nonetheless, we are certainly glad you're with us, but do know that you're watching this for free today because of our wonderful sponsors. And one, of course, is the John F. Graff Insurance Agency in downtown Katanning. First pitch here in the top of the fourth, called strike. This is Key. Started the game on the mound, but gave way and still will remain in the game and bat in this spot. She hit a laser shot, her last at bat, over the right field wall. Looks at that one, and Atherton holds it there a little bit longer, a little extra long, and nothing doing as the ump opts for the ball call. He's going to slap this one to third. There's Cloak, who throws a dart right on the glove of Jessie Pugh. Didn't even have to move it. Literally hit her right in the glove where she had it positioned, outstretched, and one down now for the Lancers here in inning number 4. That one leaving the batter guessing. This is Waxmonski, who is now the pitcher for Deer Lakes. Young lady was just batting, started, and that one's a laser shot to second base, but snared and brought in. Game changer acting a little finicky here now. If I can get that's Jordan Klingensmith, or maybe Yancey now. I'm not quite sure. Here, I'm trying to see an image of the diamond. Plays. Has yet to update yet. I believe that's Klingensmith over there. That's another one of those defensive positions that was vacated by a departed senior. Of course, 2 of those. Third base was Mackenzie Egley, as we mentioned, and another good college player playing in IUP, Nicole Benvenuti, again vacating that second base position. It's kind of a position now that's kind of being filled by committee. Got 3 players that have gotten time there throughout this year. That was Klingensmith, who's now standing at second base. And this one's a laser shot down the right field line and out of place. Merritt gives it a look. This is Plummer at bat for. So the count now 2-2 to Plummer. Baker up to 64 pitches. Slow roller tapped foul. Just want to thank broadcast booth. It's a little chilly today, but it's a wonderful broadcast booth nonetheless, and we are thankful for the broadcast booth sponsor, and that, of course, Armstrong Indoor Athletics, a great facility, so make sure you take advantage of it. You want to get your young baseball or softball players some lessons, learn the game. Certainly the place to learn it from the best. And there's a strike 3 looking backwards K. Backwards K brought to you by Sprankle's Neighborhood Market, hashtag save on meat. And that is how the top of the 4th inning ends, with a strikeout looking. Baker doing a good job here on the mound for the Riverhawks. She continues to limit the damage. And only 1 run across so far for the Lancers so far today, and that was that solo home run, as you saw in the 2nd inning or 3rd inning. Second inning, yep, because it would have been Key leading off. They went 1-2-3 in the first, did the Lancers at the plate, and then Key led off in the second with the solo shot to right field, and that's the only thing that the Lancers have been able to come up with here so far. Also, want to thank another sponsor. Again, remember these folks, their names. Want to thank Serena Pizza and Berg Bar. As I said, great place to not just get your pizza, but a great place to watch the game. They've give a lot of credit to Jamie and Drew, who have really turned it into just a nice little spot to go and have a soda pop, pizza, and maybe enjoy their big TVs there and watch the game. So again, I know that Jamie and Drew had High Top Sports Network football games on there in the past. And I don't know if it's on there. Their softball games will be on there today, but I'll tell you what, worst case scenario, you go in there, it's not on, you still have a great place to stop and enjoy some really, really good pizza. And that's, of course, Serena Pizza and Berg Bar up in the Franklin Village Plaza here, or up in West Katanning. This one laced Emma Smerick's good day continues. Had that home run, and now she's going to trot into second base with a double to start things here in the fourth inning. Emma Smerick not liking her batting average too much. Well, she's certainly doing something about it today. She's now 3 for 3 and stands at second base. And another scary hitter in this Armstrong lineup, Emma Paul, who hit a home run earlier in this game. She'll stand in and look at strike one. Armstrong riding a lengthy win streak, lost the opener, but have won since. And looking all the part of a team that's ready to make another playoff run, both WPIAL and States. But certainly as hunted as they've ever been are these Riverhawks. Paul now facing a 1-1 count. 1 for 2, of course, with that solo home run in the first inning. Second and bat of the ball game. That one called a ball, very close, but benefit to the Armstrong shortstop. And Smerick out at third base. So the speedy Smerick, rarely does she get taken out on the base path. Is that time. Good job by the Deer Lakes defense to buckle down there. And that is ball 4. So Paul trots down to first base. The only Rock now on the base path, and the red-hot Bella Atherton steps in. Yesterday's player of the game here on High Top Sports Network, the Ryan Bowser State Farm player of the game. This one kind of in no man's land. That one's going to drop in there. Paul's going to do her best to get in there, and she does. Nice heads-up play by Paul, because you can't get too far off that first base bag and risk getting doubled up. That one kind of dropping in that weird sort of Bermuda Triangle of sorts between the second baseman, the center fielder, and the right fielder. And Paul booking it down to second base, sliding in safely. About as good as you could do it, because, again, you don't want to get a double play. Also, too, you hate to not reach base on what is a hit, essentially, there by Atherton, who, again, continues to hit the snot out of the ball. She's 2 for 2 today. It is cold. Very, very cold. I love my heater. I love it so much. Thinking that when this is all over, that me and this heater are going to get an apartment together. Armstrong home run trio. Jenna Clance stands in. Clance doing her damage in the second inning. This one's going to be hit hard, but it's going to stay in, and the right fielder's able to get it, but Paul's going to tag up at second base and she's going to keep rounding that. A heads-up play by Emma Paul, sliding in home for the 7th run. Man, oh man. High IQ play there by Paul, knowing where that ball was coming in and deciding to not throw on the brakes at all. Rounds third, uses that speed and able to slide in safely for the 7th run of the ball game. And the Riverhawks now up by 6 here in the 4th inning. This is Steffi's Country Catering game day. And the task no easier for Deer Lakes as Pugh stands in and looks at a ball. Courtesy runner down at first base. She stands there due to the Atherton hit. Now Pugh, swing and a miss. High pitch there, going upstairs on the power hitter. I apologize. Runny nose. Wouldn't call it great. I'm cold. I hate it. If it were up to me, I would retire soon and move somewhere warm. Maybe be a snowbird. But wouldn't be here in April because it's still cold. As you can tell by my nose. That one hard to lay off of. And Pugh, she's got such a great reach for it. We've seen her hit balls out of the zone many a times, just with that power and again the reach of her. And it looked like she was going to load up on that one. Sometimes it seems like that can hurt her. It almost buys the call against her. She's got the ability to kind of reach out and smack it. But luckily, this umpire, Johnny on the spot, and known that those were in fact balls, and allows Pugh to live to see another day, and she fouled that one back. So 2-2 the count, 2 down. Waksmonski trying to get out of this jam. Only one across in this inning. She's been pretty stellar for Deer Lake since coming in. No runs allowed until this inning by her. She didn't start. She came in last inning, and she's going to limit it to just 1 here and strand another runner at first base and hold Jessie Pugh to a 0-2 start to her day. But again, Riverhawks do add a run. They lead 7-1 here as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Things rolling right along. Although when you're cold, it feels like molasses on this April day in 2023. Playoffs right around the corner. And these Riverhawks gearing up for another playoff run. This is a big year for them. 2 straight state championship game appearances. Of course, losing to Lampeter Strasburg in 2021, and then Pittston area a season ago. But also able to get a WPIAL championship victory last year after they fell in the WPIAL championship game the year prior. So certainly, they suffered the same kind of fate in the state championship game, but able to redeem themselves and win that WPIAL championship. The young lady, as you see closest to you on the screen, number 25, Jenna Clance, that epic and legendary walk-off home run, and Baker gathers in that ground ball throw on the first, so 1 up, 1 down, just 1 pitch needed there by Madison Baker to retire. That was Vukovic, number 24. Again, best number out there. First pitch in there, I believe, called a ball. Batter kind of obstructed my view, so not entirely sure. And again, I greatly apologize. It is so cold. I'm huddled, sitting Indian style. That ball is called a strike. sitting Indian style with a tiny little table, huddled to stay warm, and a space heater to my right. That pitch outside for a ball. Baker, her placement's been great today. She's really worked the inner and outside of the plate, really not leaving too many good pitches to hit. This one jamming the batter. Baker's going to charge it and get that one herself, so Baker gets the ground out in the first at bat, and now the second one she gets the pop out for out number 2. It was Bukolich who grounded out, and then Germanich who just popped out. So 2 down quickly here in the top of the 5th. And the ball, her first pitch by Madison Baker, her 72nd pitch of the day, a ball to Diniff. Number 11, she is 0 for 1 today. Lays down a bunt, but that one outside and kind of fooling her a little bit. I think she thought maybe Baker was going to go off speed there, and it looked like she was just a little bit caught off guard by the velocity behind that by Baker. And as a result, now the count 1-1. Baker, she's going to do it all this inning. A ground out to start, a pop out to Baker, and now another ground out to the pitcher to retire the side. 1, 2, 3, and the Riverhawks remain ahead 7-1 over the visiting Deer Lakes Lancers here on High Top Sports Network. I'm going to take a break, rest the vocal cords, try to find a tissue, and hug my heater again. So stay tuned, we'll be right back here on High Top Sports. High Top Sports Network. Bottom of the 5th inning upon us here. As I got the second camera, I believe, but got to zoom in the other one, and I don't want to stand up because I'm cold. I can hardly move. Again, excuse me. Shelby Cloak, who I believe is 0 for 2 today. She is indeed. Looks to get in the hit column here to lead off things for the Riverhawks in the bottom of the inning number 5. Got these backwards. We'll fix this 1 second. Cloak's going to slap that one. This one is going to get towards the gap. It's going to drop in there between the right fielder and center fielder. And Shelby Cloak, a double. Kind of called that one. She's going to do, and what she do, but it's a nice ball to the right center field gap. She'll trot in there with a lead-off double. So the Riverhawks doing a good job of getting base runners on early. That'll give Cass Adams, who lunges at this one. That one has a chance to drop, and it will. Nice piece of hitting there, and getting back to the bag, because again, didn't want to get too far off the bag, did Cloak, and as a result, she kind of has to get back to second base quickly. And no warning there. That was a baseball. Landed. Another ball hit softly, but right to the second baseman, and both runners retreat back to the bag. So I'm going to have to stand up. So now Baker with, I believe, one down. Runners on first and second. It is indeed one down, and that one's going to take a ride off the top of the fence. Baker nearly able to score or hit a 3-run homer there, about a foot short. But Madison Baker bringing home another run for the Riverhawks. They lead 8-1, and still just one down and 2 runners in scoring position. Baker's going to fly off the field there and give way to the courtesy runner. This stinking tripod kind of locked in a very strange position. Let me just move this very quickly for you so you can get back to watching the action. I can get back to watching it too, so I can tell you what's happening. There we go. Hey, not too bad. This one slapped hard. That one over towards the third base bag, and lucking out was the hitter Emma Smerick, who's perfect on the day, and she has a chance to keep it that way after that ball dropped by the third baseman in foul territory. Smoke, who led the game off with a solo home run, a bomb shot, looks at a ball high out of the zone. One of those players you absolutely, that's not a word, absolutely don't want to give a second opportunity to. She'll make you pay for it, especially here in a situation where there's 2 runners in scoring position. As the sun, believe it or not, peeks through these clouds, and the brief moment of warmth appreciated by this particular sports commentator. All right. Smerick. This one's going to be hit to the opposite field. Third baseman's going to get a second chance at it, and she doesn't let Smerick off the hook for a second time, so Smerick is retired. And the Hawks had that run there. I apologize. 8-1 their score, but still 2 runners on. Armstrong wanting to not let off the gas pedal here. And Emma Paul, someone who in this situation where I think at this point a home run would win it. Sure, he has one to her name today. There's somebody in this situation, if you're Coach Schaefer and you want to have an early day, get out of here now. That's probably one of the best people to have up to the bat, but Paul kind of lunging for that one, pops it out to first, and that retires the final batter in this 5th inning for the Riverhawks, but not without another run across and 2 stranded. And your score, Armstrong 8, and the Deer Lakes Lancers 1 here on High Top Sports Network. My name is Joe Very Cold Rhodes, and still glad to be here with you nonetheless. Great joy always to be able to do games and enjoy the spring season. As I said, I'm a big baseball fan. It wasn't maybe my best sport, but I just love the game. It's a very unique sport. You think about all the different sports, baseball and softball, no 2 parks are the same. The dimensions of the field and batting stances are so different, and there's so many different games within a game that it's pitching matchups. And until recently, you think about baseball, you could throw a lefty for 1 at bat. Now you have to face the 3 batter minimum in baseball in major leagues. But before, it's just so many kind of a chess match. Again, like a game within a game. That's always why I like baseball. I'm not one of those people that mind sitting through a long baseball game when I can, and I try to. More often than not, I like to do if I go to a Pirates game, I'll do a scorecard. And just there's a romanticism with baseball and softball that I think is very unique to each of them. And I just don't like the cold. Not at all. Though not warm anymore, my hot chocolate's still delicious, so another quick shout out to Brandy Sprankle for that. Baker's still out there dealing for the Riverhawks. My flashlight's been on this entire time, my battery draining as a result. 8-1 your score. The top of the 6th. There's a strike there. Needed to get that one across as the count was 3-0, now 3-1. Batter is Kaiser. She's looking to get in the hit column. She's 0 for 2 today, and the leadoff hitter for the Lancers swings a swing and a miss for out number 1. So Baker really cruising right now. Here, and I didn't put it up. I thought, it's not going to rain. I'm going to just brave the elements. Yeah, bad choice. Now is the wind picking up, and my space heater rendered useless as a result. At the plate now is Lorenza, also 0 for 2, and pop out to Baker, man. Unassisted plays today. She's last 2 innings, she's had 2 ground balls and 2 pop outs come to her. So Madison Baker, not just apparently known for the arm, known for the defense as well. And another batter that's, I believe, 0 for 2, if I'm not mistaken. It is. It's Sarah, number 9, the 3rd batter in the order. So if she can get Sarah here, like another 1, 2, 3 innings, she's sat the 1, 2, and 3 batters down in order each time that she's faced them today, has Baker. So certainly says a lot about the performance she's having, and that one's going to be popped up out of play. Nothing for Atherton to do. Count remains, or now it moves to, excuse me, no balls and 2 strikes. So Baker ahead now in the driver's seat here. 84 pitches, 85th one is going to be slapped up the middle, and might have just jinxed Madison Baker. Sorry, Madison, but not meant to be. And that's the first hit by any of the Deer Lakes batters in the top 3 of the order. As the lone run of the game for Deer Lakes, recorded by this young lady who steps in. A solo home run in the 2nd inning, and she looks at strike 1, does Key. This one slapped hard, brought in Klingesmith Byers, the second baseman. Paul is on the bag, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 6th inning. The Riverhawks continue to hold these Lancers at bay. Your score, Armstrong 8, Deer Lakes 1 here on High Top Sports Network. Again, I'd like to take an opportunity to thank yet another one of our sponsors. That is today's pregame sponsor, the one, the only Nicola Ann Photography. And I said in the air the other day, and I meant it, I can walk into a gym and I can pick out, when they have the banners that are made for the teams. In this case, in the softball field, they'll put them up on the chain link on the side, and I can see those, and I can tell which ones are Nicola Ann's. Nikki Shoemaker, of course. She is just awesome at her job. She takes just beautiful pictures, and that's one side of it. She's super skilled at taking photos, but also really good with some of those little effects and making some really neat things for these student athletes in terms of these banners. And it's cool because they get to keep these, and they're the keepsake that they'll have for a very, very long time. And you only have one opportunity to make these banners for the seniors and these players, and so if you only have one opportunity, make sure you go with the best, and that is Nicola Ann Photography. Find her online at nicolaann.com. Also on Facebook as well. I would go to Nicola and myself. I'm not photogenic. If you think I look bad in person, you should see me in a photo. But nice play there by the shortstop. What a nice job. I think we're now to our third. No, I'm sorry. This is that was Bella Atherton who grounded out. Or no, that was not. Was it? That was number 19. That was Abby Bauer, excuse me, who grounded out. Getting an at bat here, and next at bat. A little bit high out of the zone for Jenna Clontz, the cleanup hitter for the Riverhawks. That one hops in. So cold, I forgot what I was saying. I thought it was something of relevance, but you probably beg to differ. Big cut there, taking something off, and let's give credit to Waxmonski. She's come in and done a pretty solid job. This Armstrong team, again, few pitchers in this Commonwealth, and there's another Clontz bomb over the center field fence. That is gone. 2 for Jenna Clontz, and the Riverhawks now up by a score of 9-1. The 4th of this game, and the 2nd by Jenna Clontz, the left fielder, the Gannon product. Another one of those seniors I had a chance to talk to, and another one of the fun interviews. We were talking about, you know, how do you walk that line with confidence and not coming off as cocky, and basically I guess what Jenna said, and just kind of, you don't worry about that. If you feel confident in yourself, you don't worry about how people are going to portray you and how they're going to take your confidence, and because the second you start thinking about that, the second you jeopardize it. That being confidence is kind of what she said, and very astute way of describing it, and certainly no lack of confidence from her. She belts her 2nd home run of this game, and the Riverhawks now lead by a score of 9-1. In the bottom of the 6th, and Jesse Pugh, who uncharacteristically 0 for 2, and there you go. I jinxed it in a good way. That took a wicked hop in center field, but nice job by the center fielder to play that hop and limit Pugh to a single, so she will not go hitless in this game. Very likely could probably be her last at bat. Armstrong will need just to retire the side in the top of the 7th inning to seal the deal, or they could 10-run them here, needing just 2 runs. So the game-winning run, I guess you could say, is at the plate now. I'm not sure what the score is here of the baseball game. Josh Reckengost of High Top Sports Network, on that call. So if I'm putting you to sleep here, because this is about as quiet as I ever get. Anybody that knows me know I'm not one of the more quiet guys. So if I'm putting you to sleep out there, maybe tune over to Josh. He'll wake you up. That one high in the zone to Cloak, and easy to lay off of. Count now 1-1. Or, I'm sorry, 2-0. I apologize. Pugh stands at first, 1 down. Jenna Clontz with a solo home run a moment ago. We said Jenna Clontz, we started calling the homers Clontz bombs. And boy, oh boy, we'll talk about no easy task. You go from her to Jesse Pugh back-to-back for the last 3 years. That's what pitchers throughout the WPIAL and the state have had to face. And there's a swing and a miss. So Cloak down on strikes once again. Tough day for Shelby Cloak, but to her credit, what she's done to make up for maybe the difficulties at the plate has played awesome, stellar defense at third base. A couple rifles shots over to the first base bag where Jessie Pugh didn't even have to move her glove. So that's what you do. Not every day are you going to be able to hit the ball like you like. That's, again, the beauty of baseball or softball. She could maybe go 0 for 3 today. Tomorrow she could go 3 for 3 and be the reason why these Riverhawks win. So that's just the nature of the beast. As Cassidy Adams looks at a strike, she, on the other hand, is 2 for 2 today, the senior. No balls, 2 strikes. And just getting a piece to stay alive there is Adams with 2 down here in the bottom of inning number 6. I want to say, do I have power? Yep. You should be hearing me out there if you can. And all is lost. And now my foot's asleep, so just living my best life. That one slapped to the pitcher. That's going to be an easy play on to first to retire Adams, who still goes 2 for 3 today and doing her thing out in center field as she always does. But Riverhawks don't walk away from this inning empty-handed, as the left fielder known as JC, Jenna Klontz, clobbering yet another home run, her second of the game, to put the Riverhawks up by a score of 9-1. One last chance here in the top of the 7th inning for the visiting Lancers. Lancers sharing my high school colors, green and yellow. Always a fan. I did not go to Deer Lakes, of Marion Center, Pennsylvania. I've had people, being that that's not a WPIAL school, wonder where that is, and I angrily just say, look it up. It's a member of the Heritage Conference, one of the best small school basketball conferences in the state. 2 teams out of that Heritage Conference this basketball season in the 3A River Valley Panthers. They used to be Blairsville, along with Salzburg, but River Valley making it to a state championship game, unfortunately losing that. And then Homer Center, the Wildcats, and Coach Nick Moore, the 2A runner-up in PIAA, both of which, again, a county away in Indiana County, and members of the Heritage Conference. So Baker looking to go the distance here. She's going to... And then that one is caught by Klontz. That one, nice communication there between Adams and Klontz. That was literally directly in between. And Klontz calling off the center fielder to retire the first batter in inning number 7. Next up to bat for the Lancers is Plummer. She's 0 for 2 today. See if I can... Oh, just close my Game Changer app. What a resource this is. I wish every sport had something similar to Game Changer. Plummer hits this one high and out of play. That one hitting a person who watched it the whole way but still somehow let it hit them. Interesting. So 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning. I am cold. Our postgame is going to be abbreviated today. And I think our player of the game, unless something crazy happens, as Jessie Pugh able to snare that one, I think our player of the game is going to be an easy one. So Plummer line out to the Armstrong pitcher. Actually, I'm going to say it's not easy, but I'd say there's 2 players vying for this player of the game, the Ryan Bowser State Farm player of the game, and that's popped up towards that magnetic away dugout. So many foul balls heading right for it today. And if they weren't going towards that dugout, they were going towards the glove of Madison Baker. She had a bunch of ground ball outs thrown on first and then a couple pop-ups. getting her share of fielding duties. And there's a nice pitch to get the swing over top. Let's get ahead in the count. As she's done often today, no balls and 2 strikes. Baker, 95 pitches thus far. That one inside, nothing doing. Clance was starting to walk in from left field thinking this one was over, but Buklich will live to see at least another pitch. Baker, wind up, and a swing and a miss, and the Riverhawks victorious. Madison Baker with a complete game on the mound, giving up just 1 run. The solo home run in the 2nd inning to key. Otherwise, Baker was on point today for the Riverhawks here on this chilly but enjoyable April day on High Top Sports Network. I'm going to try to see if I can get some more game information for you here. I'm sure there's like a way we could instantly have you folks out there tuning and vote, because I really think this is going to be down to 2 players for the Riverhawks. I just want to take a quick glance at the statistics before I have to choose. So quickly, just to give you some just team numbers, Armstrong, 13 hits, 9 runs, 2 errors. Again, kind of an uncharacteristic thing for the Hawks. As my battery now is apparently dying again. Why, I have no idea. But 13 hits, 2 given up for Deer Lakes. They had 2 errors as well and just 1 run. So, again, Madison Baker doing her thing out there. Only 2 hits allowed, 1 run, 1 earned. No walks. That's another number right there that's pretty astonishing. And 7 strikeouts in those 7 innings. She was the star in the circle for the Riverhawks. As for the batting order and the star there, well, I think that's pretty clear. The 2 home runs provided by Jenna Clance. Clance going 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored, 4 RBIs, and 1 walk as well. Did not strike out. So I think it's only fair to give both those young ladies the honors of being the Ryan Bowser State Farm players of the game. So Madison Baker and Jenna Clance both leading the way today, certainly for the Riverhawks in the 9-1 victory here against Deer Lakes. Again, it's saying my computer. Somebody unplug my surge bar again. Sure seems like it. Nope, we're good. No, that makes no sense. Anyway, technology. Can't live with it, can't live without it. Anyways, I want to thank our sponsors quickly before I do possibly get booted off here. Today's official broadcast partner, Steffi's Country Catering. Today's scoreboard sponsor, the one, the only, Sprinkles Neighborhood Market. #save on meat. I also want to thank today's player of the game sponsor, Ryan Bowser State Farm. Like a good neighbor, Ryan Bowser State Farm is always there. Nicolay Photography, the #1 photographer in this area. Make sure you check her out today, and in the region for that matter. Our man down in downtown Katanning, John F. Graff Insurance Agency. Also want to thank the broadcast booth, the windy broadcast booth, but a broadcast booth that we love nonetheless, the AIA, Armstrong Indoor Athletics broadcast booth. Today's Backwards K sponsor, once again, Sprinkles Neighborhood Market. The Mountain Visit, provided by Serena's Pizza and Bird Bar. And the Stolen Base sponsor today, I hope you never have to go to them, but boy oh boy, do you need to trust the person you go to when you do have an injury and you need physical therapy. And there's one place to choose, and that is Phoenix Physical Therapy in Katanning and Rural Valley. Well, this guy is going to go get a tissue and sit in front of my wood burner and warm up. I'm going to hug my wood burner. I don't care how hot it gets, but we'll have a good wood fire, and I'm going to certainly enjoy it after this one. So appreciate you guys bearing with me. Cold day, but certainly love getting to share the spring sports with you and showcase these student athletes, and it's just a blast getting to do this and do it with you guys. So thank you again for tuning in. Appreciate you. We'll see you next time. A couple games, no games on the docket, I believe, tomorrow, but we'll have a makeup game on Thursday, Kiski area baseball game. But again, as I always say, make sure you check out our social media platforms and our website to see when your favorite team plays next here on High Top Sports Network. For the entire crew back at High Top headquarters, thank you for tuning in. You have a great rest of your week. and may no train pass you by.